Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we also want to talk about the most important topic about your true self, how to identify your true self, how to live life according to your true self. Know thyself and you know the God and the universe. Just like it was in the beginning that God never changed. It's us human who change from one side to another. But if once you know yourself that you are a Zeda, then nothing can happen. Once you know that you are a Zeda, nothing can happen. You always live according to your true self, and people will know you as who you are, not identify you by the traits you might exhibit sometimes. So uh, now I'm no longer writing on the CIA pages. I have this book with this Debla what. So this is not a CIA document. A CIA document is always in white and no lines on it. That's what a CIA document is. So I have get this from dailyom.com, and the title is Revealing Your True Self. So if you want to read the whole article about this, then you have to go and go on Google, just on your search engine. If you have Chrome or whether you are using Chrome, Opera Mini, whatever Yahoo, whatever search engine you are using, once you just put on a search tab dailyom.com and write revealing your true self. This article is going to pop out and you are going to read the whole of it, because for me I scan and skim and take notes from it that I want to give to you that might help you to discover your true self. Yeah, that it's a troublesome baby. That's why he was asking me what are you writing. So the theme on it, it says our true selves exist whether we acknowledge them or not. Often buried under learned behavior. Our true self exists, but it's buried under learned behavior. So it's up to you now to discover that divine true self by your own means. You might learning remember evolves is in different ways. You might be learning, but learning that is targeted by the society, learning from the society that is based on conditioning, and there is learning that involves you gaining new knowledge and the truth of what things are not the condition. That is learning via school. You see. And once you go to school, then you learn how the world works, the Aveda itself. And there is now this knowledge we are giving you now uh, as as gods of discovering your divinity, discovering your true self. This is the knowledge that will help you to discover your true self, not the personal traits that the society might give you or the school might give you. This is what will help you to discover your true self. So it says identity is an elusive concept. You see, the what do you identify with? What do you identify with? The I. You put the ego to it. Remember, we also talk about the persona. I will explain it as we go along. Is what you identify. You might be identified to the society, and what you identify as when you are at home. That is the persona, the concept of the persona. we feel we must define ourselves using relatively small selection of laws and cautious traits. You see, now in your cautious mind, what you identify with is what you learned and your personal trait, but those identification you have to the society are not based from your true self, are not based from your divinity itself. That's why you might identify them by ending up as living a slavery life to personality you have attributed, you have identified with, feeling that you are a slave to it, or being confused or choosing not to lead that lifestyle. You see? So the most important thing is to look within, make an cautious, examine things using reason and logic. That is the only that is the only way you are going to know yourself and not based on it. Yeah, that is the only way you can know thyself. You know that everything that exists is mind, everything that exists is the soul, and the soul attributed to these avatars for us to interact in the horus. Even if none accurately represent our notion of self, the confusion surrounding our true nature is further compounded by the fact that society regularly asks us to suppress so much of our emotions, intellectual, and spiritual vibrancy. That is it, to say the society we are living in, they don't allow accept you to express yourself emotionally, physically, and grow spiritually. That is to say there is that to say there are a lot we have repressed in our shadow, in our unconscious mind. So it's up to you now for you to become divine, to discover your true self. You have to make those repressed thoughts cautious. Make them cautious. Once you make them cautious, then you will know thyself and you will know how to embrace them. You see, once you are embracing them, then the less darker they become. Because if you repress them, then there is shadow repression, and once it has been repressed, it gets bigger in your unconscious mind, and you might see it in a dream, or it might project via other acts of violence. It might be anger, hate, all those negative emotions, my projections from repressed contents of your own shadow, of your own side. So it's up to you to make them unconscious. Know that they are with you, they exist in you, and learn how to embrace them. While you are know your thyself and live according to your true self, and the other you start seeing as an a person you can learn from, not an enemy or someone you should develop hate on. So yet we are in truth beings of light. Yes, this is the truth. We are beings of light. We are not the avatars, although majority they choose to uh, discover themselves or identify themselves by the avatars, or uh, do things, their personality trait based on avatar, without realizing that they are internal, so they are internal beings of light. Once you miss that you are internal beings of light, then a lot is going to happen. Even to take care of your own habit might sound difficult. And pure energy inhibiting physical bodies, striving for enlightenment while living earthly lives. That's what we say, that we are beings of light and we are here on the horus, that is on here on the whole, where we interact for us to learn, grow, and actualize. And once we are learning and growing and actualizing, it's when we get the true spiritual enlightenment. We get true spiritual enlightenment by embracing our own side, embracing our own shadows, embracing our own darkness. Once we are doing those, so then it's when we get to true spiritual awakening. It's when we increase our self awareness, and we can even get to hyper awareness. At birth and throughout your childhood, your thoughts and feelings were more than likely expression of true self. Just think of the time when you were born. All you had were thoughts and you were a body and ideas and thoughts. The first time you started to, once you first behavior you learned is crying, and the rest now are the learning behavior and the learned conditioning that you become you become as you grow up, uh, being identified by the name, the culture, the nation, the the tribe, and your true self, the identification of I now, what you present to the society. But majority they end up just learning tribe, name, nation, without now coming to this new knowledge of discovering that you are a soul, without coming to this new knowledge that you are a soul, you are here on earth, not just you should not just be identified by the nation you are living in. You have to identify that yourself that you are living on here on earth, and you have to elevate to hyper awareness and help those that are around you also to get to hyper awareness. Once you do so, then we are going to reach planetary civilization, and there are going to be more of peace other than the killing, wars, whatsoever. We don't want that, because wars are out there because people they don't know who they truly are and what they represent to the world. They don't know that they are beings of light, that they don't know that they are equal like everyone else who is on the planet Earth, and we are here to enjoy, interact, and actualize. So it continues to say there are many ways you can. So there sorry. Yeah, I have to continue. I had to take how to manifest. So it says there are many ways you can recapture freely. Meditation can liberate you from the bonds of those earthly customs that compel you to downplay your uniqueness. You know there are many forms of meditation. There are two forms of meditation: mindfulness and mindless meditation. And mindfulness meditation is what we encourage, because we say guided is also, and you have to involve it with guided meditation. Guided meditation is where you look down in your shadow and you relate concept according to time when they happen, and you will pick meaning influences from it and you learn from it. That's how you also grow and help you in your journey of learning, growing, and actualize and discovery. So meditation, I have already put a lot of streams. You can go look for them where I talked about meditation, what it is, and I have lightly explained how you can do meditation and help discover your repressed shadows. Once you find your authentic self, you will be overcome by a wonderful sense of wholeness as you reconcile your spiritual aspect and your physical aspect, as well as your inner and outer world personas. So, authentic self is what you identify, or what you let people identify you with. What you say someone is where you create your common space. Because for you to be free, true free, for you to have free will, you need to have a common space. A common space is where you express your inner self that you don't want the other to cross that. You say you are disrespecting me. You have to say that you are disrespecting me once someone is destroying your common space. That is from within. The things you love and the limits you also let others not to oppress you with. That is what common space. And the inner and the outer world personas are the persona, or it's the concept of persona itself that everyone I have already I will explain in my past stream that you have the persona that you identify with at home. You know who you are. It attribute laws on what it represents. It might be to your family members and the children or even a wife. And you also have now the outer, the other persona is what you identify with to the society, to friends. They might be different. That's why in this article they have said inner and outer personas. So the outer persona is what you identify to friends and society itself. It how the meaning is what people learn from, is what people know you with. If you want me to talk about, because there are a lot in a persona concept that and if you want us to talk more about what a persona is, how you might create your own persona that is of authentic itself, that reflect your true self, or you may it might happen that you have this lack of authenticity, you have lack of knowing who you are, you always have you shy on things, you you look yourself down. Just put it on comment section. We are can say talk about the person and how you can build your true self, how you can build your way of identifying in relation to light that is exhibited inside you. If you want, you can just ask a question, put it in the comment section. Once I we get through it, then we might talk about the persona and help each other to grow and actualize and discover their true self and live according to their true self and enjoy living. As you are gradual and adjust to this developing unity, your laws and as beings of light will reveal itself to you, and you will discover that you have a marvelous destiny to fulfill. You see, as you have developed your true self, your persona, yeah, your but you don't need to identify by the. You might have your authentic self, but you don't need to identify by the ego once you identify by the ego, it becomes a problem because identification by the ego people, it violates other people's human rights. It violates other people's common space. So once you are violating other people's common space, then it becomes harder for you to learn from them. That's why we always say, don't identify yourself by the ego or authenticity that you have built based on ego, not based on reflection of light that is uh, inside you. That is that I wanted to say. So all these attributes for you to identify that you are a Zeta. And once you know that you are a Zeta, then you have to master uh, the dark and the light in you. Once you master these two concepts, then you can easily create your true self. Once you master the dark and light, those can help you to really discover your true self. Yeah, that is that I wanted to share with you guys. Bye.